and on this video I'm going to show you how to set up and pair your radar detector, in this case the Escort Redline 360c, to the Drive Smarter app. Now, while I'm using the 360c, if you have another Escort radar detector that supports the Drive Smarter app, the process is fairly similar, if not almost identical. And right off the bat, I'll tell you, you don't need to use the app in order for you to use your radar detector. Its main features are gonna work independently of the app. But if you do decide to use the Drive Smarter app, that will enable some really neat features on this radar. So first, I'll cover the advantages of using the app, the main features that it provides, and then I'll show you the actual pairing process. Now, if you're already familiar with the Drive Smarter app and already know the benefits and just want to see how to pair your radar detector, I have placed a video chapter down below. That way you can skip directly to that part of the video. So now let's talk about the advantages of using this with the app. And the very first one is gonna be that if your radar supports Wi-Fi like the 360c does, now you can use the app to set up and connect the Wi-Fi for the radar, which allows this to get firmware updates and also updates for the red light camera and speed camera database, and it can get those updates automatically directly from the radar. That way you don't have to check for them manually. Now, technically, you don't need to use the app to update the radar. You could navigate to the Escort website and download the Detector Tools Pro software and use that to manually download the updates to a PC and then connect the PC with a cable to the radar and then update the radar itself. The other advantage of using the app is being able to change the radar settings directly on the app versus changing them on the smaller screen. Now, you could customize this radar with a combination of buttons here and looking at the smaller screen, but I find it a lot more convenient to use the app. Now I see the settings on a larger screen, but also the app also gives you more information about what that setting does, which is very helpful if you are not very familiar with radar detectors. In here, there's not a lot of room for this to tell you what that setting does, and on a phone there is, so it is convenient to use the app to change and access those settings with a little more comfort than doing it on the small screen with the little buttons provided on here. The other advantage of the radar being connected to the app or connected to a mobile hotspot is that now you can use the real-time overspeed limit feature. That is where the radar will show you on here the actual speed limit of the area that you are driving through, and if you exceed that speed limit, again, of the area that you're driving through, which could vary depending on the area that you're at, if you exceed that limit, the radar can give you a warning. That way you know that you already went slightly above the limit. Now, you could use that overspeed limit feature without the app or without the hotspot connection, but you're gonna have to manually set on here when do you wanna be notified about you speeding. So let's say that you set this to notify me after I exceed 65 miles per hour. Now, if you're driving on the street where the speed limit is 35 miles per hour, you're never gonna get that warning. So that's the difference, where the real-time overspeed limit feature adjusts the speed limit to the area that you're driving at. So now if you're driving on that street that is 35 miles an hour, the radar should be able to tell you the speed limit is 35 and also warn you when you exceed the actual speed limit of the area you're driving through. The other advantage of using the app with the radar detector is that you now get access to shared alerts. And that means that if your radar detects a threat, it's gonna share that information to the app, which allows other users of the app to also be notified of the threat, because you potentially may be the first one, you might be ahead, and you might have detected that threat before other people have, and now they can get notified about it. But what's really cool about that is that that means that you also are gonna get those shared alerts. If somebody else using the app has detected a threat ahead of you, now you can be notified about that threat ahead of time before even your radar detector detects it. So that is a really cool feature. It's similar to Waze, where you are able to notify about things that you see on the road, but now you have the advantage of other users being able to share alerts picked up by their radar detectors. But now let's take a look at how to actually pair and set up this radar with the app. And pairing the radar is normally done inside of the vehicle, but to film this better for you guys, I'm gonna use this power bank, which has an automotive socket, same as what is found inside of the vehicle. It's able to provide the same 12 volts to power the radar. And there it is. And I'm going to access the preference menu by holding both of these buttons down at the same time. And I'm going to skip through the menu with this button. And I'm looking for user mode. I'm going to change that with this button to advanced. Then I'm going to keep skipping with this button until I find Wi-Fi. And I'm going to turn the Wi-Fi again with the same button. I'm going to tap this button one more time, and I'm also going to turn Bluetooth on with the same button one more time. And then all I have to do is wait for this to exit the menu. And both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on are enabled, so we can move over to the app for pairing. And inside of the app, I'm going to tap these little three bars, then devices, and then on add new device, tap to setup, and scan for devices. And here it has found the radar, so I'm going to go ahead and select continue. And I'm going to accept the pairing request. You'll also notice that it wants to know if you're going to use it with a mobile hotspot. I'm not going to use it with a mobile hotspot. If you are going to use a mobile hotspot for it, you will select yes. I'm going to hit no. And congratulations, the radar is now paired to the app. And if you did not set up a hotspot during the initial setup, you can still connect your scanner to a hotspot later to access the updates or the overspeed limit feature. I'm going to go again to the three little lines. Then I'm going to tap on devices. Then I'm going to locate my device, which is in this case the red line. Then I'm going to tap the gear icon. Then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to tap on hotspot configuration. And here, if I tap setup mobile hotspot, I'll enter the credentials, which is the Wi-Fi username and Wi-Fi password of my hotspot to connect this to my hotspot. You could also alternatively connect it to your home's Wi-Fi, and if you are within range, you could update the scanner using your home's Wi-Fi as opposed to a mobile hotspot. And if you want to see my full review for the Escort Redline 360c, I'll put a link to that video in the description down below. This is definitely one of the best, if not the best radar detectors I have ever owned. And if you guys have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. And if you found any part of this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button to support the channel and stay tuned as I have a lot more reviews coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.